What's up, wrestling fans? My name is Aaron and this is Wrestling by Waldridge. If you're new here, welcome to the channel, where in today's video I'll be giving you my review of the matches from Wrestlemania Backlash. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter at WrestlingByW, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, give it a share, hit the notification bell, and subscribe. So we did get a match on the kickoff show where Ricochet answered Sheamus's open challenge, but the match wasn't for the United States title. The match told a simple story of speed versus power, and I thought that Ricochet's athleticism meshed quite well with Sheamus's physicality. Both men registered well, the selling was solid, and the flow was good. And even though the result wasn't really in doubt, I thought there were some effective near falls which built up a little bit of drama. It would have been nice to see this match get a little bit more time, but it was fun for what it was. But first up on the main show, we got the triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship between Asuka, Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. Charlotte was front and center for a lot of this match, using her experience to outsmart and isolate her opponents. I thought her heel work was great, and I liked how she would constantly taunt Asuka and Rhea by boasting about her achievements. Lots of mind games here. However, Rhea and Asuka were still competitive in this match, and they did have their moments on top as well. There was a lot of good action involving all three women, and I thought the match had a solid flow to it. And then we saw a great sequence of reversals towards the finish of this match, which led into Charlotte being knocked outside of the ring, which allowed Rhea Ripley to hit the Riptide on Asuka to retain the title. This was a fun opener and a good triple threat match. Then the second match of the night saw the Mysterios versus the Dirty Dogs for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Rude and Ziggler took Dominic out earlier on in the night, which meant Ray had to go it alone for a lot of this match. And so we got a great story of Ray fighting against the odds. Ray always does an excellent job as the underdog, and I thought that Rude and Ziggler's heel work was tremendous here as well. The Dogs were quickly able to overwhelm Ray by slowing the pace of the match down to counter his speed, and I liked the psychology of the heels working over the left leg of Ray to nullify his high flying ability. And whilst I thought that Ray did a decent job with selling his leg, it didn't really affect his mobility in the match. But after a great display of resilience from Ray, Dominic comes back into the match to even the odds. The Mysterios are then able to overcome their opponents as Ray hits Rude with a 619. He then tags Dominic in, takes out Ziggler. Dominic then hits an Eddie-inspired frog splash onto Rude to become the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Yeah, great work by all four men in an awesome tag team match. Then next up was the Lumberjack match between Damian Priest and The Miz, with zombies as the Lumberjacks. Dear God, WWE. There really isn't much to say about this match, to be honest. I mean, the effort was there from both guys, and I was glad to see that Priest at least won the match. Hopefully he moves on to something else, but this was terrible. The Miz got eaten after the match, so I imagine we'll see a gimmick change from him. I honestly wouldn't put it past WWE creative. But enough of that. Next up, we saw Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Championship. The story of the match focused on Bianca's superior physical attributes being too much to handle for Bayley, who was forced to use heel tactics to take control of the match. We saw Bayley pull on Bianca's earrings, we saw her use the ropes for leverage, and she attacked Bianca's hair as well. This game plan allowed Bayley to slow the pace of the match down, and she looked to ground Bianca to do even more to counter her strengths. There were a couple of timing issues here and there, but the wrestling was generally solid. And whilst I loved the idea of the finish where Bianca hooks Bayley's legs with her hair to win, the execution wasn't that smooth. However, it did round off the story of the match effectively. The match was good, but I do think that both women are capable of even more. And then in the penultimate match of the night, we had the second triple threat match for the WWE Championship between Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley. And as expected, this was a super fun hoss fight, just big beefy men doing big beefy things. The initial story of the match saw Drew and Bobby reluctantly team up on Braun Strowman, but that didn't last long as the action broke down into an all-out brawl. Each man got a great chance to shine in this match, and there were some excellent feats of strength as well, alongside some great spots. I really liked Braun's blockbuster from the ring apron. He also hit Drew McIntyre with a great looking powerbomb through the announce table, and then we got another great spot where Drew launches Bobby through the LED screens on the stage, which is always a lot of fun to see. And I thought the match was relatively unpredictable, especially after that spot, so I thought the near falls worked well in this match to build up the drama. And then the finish saw Drew counter Strowman with a Claymore, but before he can make the pin, Bobby throws him out of the ring, comes in, nails Strowman with a spear to retain the title. A very fun car crash of a match. And then in the main event, Roman Reigns versus Cesaro for the Universal Championship. And as you would expect, this match delivered. Just an epic power struggle between two amazing wrestlers. The match told an excellent story of Reigns working over the right arm of Cesaro after he injured it early on in the match, and Roman's character work was exceptional yet again. Roman's pacing allows him to constantly taunt Cesaro, claiming that he isn't good enough to be facing him, and he even mocks Daniel Bryan at one point when he's manipulating the arm of Cesaro in a very Daniel Bryan fashion, and the psychology in this match was absolutely outstanding. Cesaro did an incredibly good job of selling that right arm throughout the entire match, even after hitting offensive moves. He failed to execute the neutralizer as well as the big back body drop because of his right arm, and it was great to see him switch the arms when he had a sharpshooter locked in on Reigns. Great work. And Roman Reigns was terrific as ever with his selling as well. He really made Cesaro's offense look great. However, I would like to have seen Cesaro get a couple more near falls, just to add to that possibility that he could have won the match. But Roman Reigns was able to pick up the victory with a guillotine, which Cesaro just couldn't quite escape from. A very well worked match by both men, and another excellent performance by Roman Reigns, who feels more and more like a megastar as time progresses. But that is my WrestleMania Backlash review. I thought it was a pretty decent show. Obviously we got that terrible match in the middle, but other than that, the wrestling was pretty good all across the board. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you thought was the best match of the night. I think I've got an idea to what that might be. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a like, give it a share and subscribe. I hope you all have a great week, guys, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.